How much cash should you have in retirement? Hi, I'm Scott Reber with Reber Investments. So imagine waking up on the first day of your retirement and you look at your portfolio and it's fine, it's massive, good number, but then a terrifying thought hits you. The stock market just took a dive and you think, how am I going to pay my next mortgage payment? This brings up one of the most stressful questions every retiree faces, and that's how much cold hard cash should you actually keep in retirement? If you ask around, you get two completely opposite answers. On one side, you have the growth junkies. They'll tell you to keep everything invested, don't let your money sit idle. They want every single dollar squeezing out gains so it keeps growing. And then on the other side, you have the mattress stockers. The moment they retire, panic sets in, they worry about the next 2008 style market crash. So they pull a massive portion of their portfolio out of the market and they park it in cash. They feel safe and they sleep great at night. But so who's actually right in that scenario? In my experience as a financial advisor, the answer usually is right in the middle, but getting to that middle ground is a lot harder than you think. Here's the truth. Cash is a tool, not a long-term investment strategy. If you retire, cash serves three main purposes. First, it's liquidity. So you need it for everyday expenses, groceries, golf, gas bills, etc. Second is it offers some flexibility. So when the roof leaks or the car transmission breaks, then you have money that you can fix this with. Then the third is what I call the volatility shield. And that's when the stock market plummets, having a pile of cash means that you don't have to sell your investments at a loss just to buy groceries. So cash buys you time gives you time for that market to recover. But here's where the story takes a dangerous turn. Keeping too much cash creates a silent, invisible financial monster called inflation. So while you're sleeping peacefully knowing your cash is set in a bank account, inflation is slowly eating away at your purchasing power. So a dollar today, as you know, will not buy a dollar's worth of goods in 10 or 20 or 30 years from now. If you hold too much cash, your wealth is guaranteed to lose value every single year. You aren't losing money in the stock market, but you are absolutely losing money to the economy. That's why striking the right balance between a survival skill is important for retirees. So let me clear one thing up. There's no magic percentage. So if anyone tells you that everyone needs exactly 10% in cash, they're giving you bad advice. The perfect amount of cash depends entirely on your unique life. You have to look at your monthly expenses, your comfort with the market up and downs, and most importantly, your other sources of income. So let's think about it this way. Think about two retirees. So retiree A has a pension, and retiree B, has a 401k or an IRA. Retiree A, a secure government pension, they get maximum Social Security, their guaranteed monthly income covers 90% of their lifestyle, so they don't need a massive pile of cash. The mailbox money arrives like clockwork every month. But retiree B doesn't have a pension. They rely almost entirely on their 401k or their IRA, and if the market drops, their income source drops. So retiree B needs a significantly larger cash cushion to protect themselves from being forced to sell stocks during a market downturn. So the ultimate goal here isn't just to hoard cash like a dragon. You need a strategy. You want just enough cash available to comfortably meet your short-term needs while you're keeping the rest of your army of dollars deployed in the market, fighting to outpace inflation for retirement that could easily last 30 years. So the biggest mistake I see people make is letting fear drive the bus. They get so terrified of a short-term market dip that they liquidate their life savings into cash. It feels incredibly comfortable for the first 6 months, but fast forward 15 years and they realize they've locked themselves into a lifestyle of shrinking purchasing power. What I found over the years is that retirees don't actually want a mountain of cash. What they want is peace of mind. And true peace of mind comes from a balanced plan, not a mattress stuffed with depreciating dollars. So what should you do? I can help you build the exact framework to calculate your personal retirement cash needs if you tell me a couple of key things. First, I need to know what your primary sources of retirement income are. Are you getting a pension, do you have Social Security, or are you living off of your retirement investments? And then how many years away are you from retirement, or are you already retired? And then I need to know in general what your comfort level with the market is on kind of a scale between 1 and 10. So let me know your thoughts, and I can help you max out the potential for how much cash to hold and how much to put into investments. Thanks again.